Peter the Great reshaped Russia's destiny, pulling the country into the modern European world through ambitious but brutal methods. Born on June 9, 1672, Peter wasn't content with the noble life. His travels to Western Europe in the late 1690s inspired him to modernize Russia, moving it beyond its feudal past. When Peter assumed power in 1689, Russia was backward, dominated by feudalism with an outdated military and poor infrastructure. Surrounded by rivals like the Ottoman Empire and Sweden, Peter's goal was to modernize Russia and secure its place in Europe. Peter reformed almost every aspect of Russian life. He modernized the army, built a navy, and introduced Western customs. Though his reforms were transformative, they were often harsh, leaving no room for dissent. Not everyone welcomed his changes. The Russian nobility, Orthodox Church, and conservative factions resisted his westernization efforts. Externally, Peter was often at war, most notably with Sweden during the Great Northern War 1700 to 1721, to secure access to the Baltic Sea and establish Russia as a European power. Despite resistance, Peter succeeded. He founded St. Petersburg, symbolizing Russia's shift toward Europe. His military victories against Sweden secured access to the Baltic Sea, establishing Russia as a dominant power. However, Peter's push for modernization came at a high cost. Heavy taxes, forced labor, and brutal enforcement, especially during the construction of St. Petersburg, caused suffering. Many of his reforms were imposed from above, leaving much of society untouched. Peter's authoritarian rule set the precedent for future Russian Tsars, establishing a legacy of centralized, absolute power. While he brought Russia into the European world, his leadership style alienated his people, reinforcing a culture of fear. Peter the Great transformed Russia from a feudal state into a modern power. Though his reforms changed the nation, they came at a high cost, leaving a complex legacy of innovation and authoritarianism that still shapes Russia today.